What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid, currently up 3.52%. I want to go over some of the current data points, what just came out from Powell, and as well where Lucid might be going next. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. With that said, let's get right to it. So like I said, up 3.7%. As far as volume, kind of low. 3.2 million shares have been traded. 28.9 is the average. Especially based on what just came out from Powell, I would have anticipated big money was going to flock towards Lucid, but not really. So as of right now, there's been only one transaction over $100,000 getting into Lucid. So big money is still really just not interested. I'm not really sure exactly why. As far as dark pool though, that one's a little bit more popular. Of course, that is linked to shorting. So shorts are kind of active today. They are currently increasing 1.09 million shares. 27.32% of the free float is being shorted. 240.38 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is at 100% and cost to borrow average a little bit higher in comparison to yesterday, and that is 33.6%. So you do see a lot of growth stocks right now just having a surge of capital getting into them. So I would have anticipated the exact same situation to happen to Lucid, but I wish I had an explanation on why big money isn't really looking at Lucid. Maybe it has to do with a lack of catalysts, or maybe they're just waiting on some updates associated with the gravity, because even retail isn't really buying the dip when it comes down to Lucid. A lot of today is just algorithmic trading, just a lot more optimism, thus causing it to go higher. So I'm going to talk about that and some possible manipulation as well that might be coming down the pipeline. Today there has been no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. Unofficially, there was this that did come out late yesterday. So it just says that we're growing with 2 new regional service and delivery centers. One in Rockland, California. Second is King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So overall, I think that's kind of a good thing, especially a lot of investors do truly want Lucid to ramp up on production, and you can't really expect them to ramp up on production without having the infrastructure such as this to satisfy those kind of vehicles, right? So I think this is a good first step. Still no reason to go out and buy Lucid because of this news, so it's more of a fluff, but still at least Lucid's doing something behind the scenes. All in all though, options is looking a little bit more optimistic, so $301,000 in calls being purchased versus 674 in puts. Sentiment wise, 65% of all the options being done today are optimistic. And looking at some of the call options that are being purchased, there's a consensus for it to be over $3 by the end of this week. And when it comes down to puts, $3 is anticipated to be, or sub $3. So $3 is a very key pivot for Lucid. And even on the technicals as of right now though, with it at $2.79, it has been flirting with this pivot point of 281. So as it stands, $2.60 is going to be that next strong support, and so far has actually held up, so that's kind of a good thing. But right now it's just flirting with this pivot point, and I think it's only flirting with it just because of the lack of institutions getting in. And so ultimately, when it comes to Lucid, you do see 302 a very strong resistance point. That's going to be almost a very strong line in the sand, because if we go back over to the options, looking at the open interest for the calls, you see roughly around 11,000 in open interest. And so market makers won't want Lucid to be above $3 because they won't want to exercise a lot of this, right? And of course, a lot of market makers don't have volatile stocks such as Lucid in their inventory, meaning they'll have to go to the open market, whether it be pre-market or during the trading day, to cover those. So long story short, you're going to see a lot of manipulation, and Lucid kind of struggle with that $3 mark, but again, I could be wrong when it comes down to that. So just watch for some of these support and resistance points. But as what even Elon did say during the Tesla recent earnings, interest rates. If interest rates are cut, then their margin's going to kind of get better, and it's going to be so much more beneficial for Tesla. That is going to be mimicked across the whole board. So essentially, with the Feds kind of reiterating that there is going to be 3 rate cuts probably in this year, and the whole election, that's not going to disrupt anything. So in essence, that's very good for growth stocks, including Lucid. So most likely you can anticipate at least by the end of the year 75 basis points worth of cuts. So I think all in all, that's kind of a good thing, and once again could really help Lucid's bottom line. So aside from all of that fun stuff, looking on the actual technicals, it has stabilized, and because of this kind of downtrend, it reset a lot of the technicals technicals. So of course, that's kind of a good thing. Still lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. Looking right here at stochastic, you do see a start of a nice deviation. So white line above the red. So bullishness is wanting to form. I think right now you just need a rush of value investors to still get into Lucid just to push it higher and propel it above $3. But right now we'll just have to wait and see. But right now you do see retail investors kind of flat, so not doing all that much. So it's weird. I'm not really sure exactly why retail and institutions aren't buying Lucid today. Because yes, there's a lot of optimism now in the broader market. So in theory, Lucid should piggyback off of that. And I get it, it's up 3.5 something percent right now, 3.33%. But given where Lucid is, and even based on my video yesterday, it can be seen at a pretty substantial discount to a lot of other EVs. Like logically, I would have assumed that this would have pushed it a lot higher, but you do see even Polestar up 6%, SoFi up 6%. Like Lucid is definitely lagging. But then again, us Lucid investors that have been in it for a very long time, you are kind of used to manipulation, whether you're coming from shorts, institutions, or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying today or did you sell? What did you do with Lucid? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.